Welcome everybody to TjofGaming. This is TjofGaming, and today I'm going to present my tier list of the weekly agenda choices in Legend of Keepers. First off, I'm going to place the monster rooms in different locations. So we got adventurers, veterans, and champion pack. And these guys, they will represent the order I always or almost always pick which raid group I'm going to invite into the dungeon. I always pick the champion packs because of the rare reward that you will get from defeating champions. And I almost always pick the veterans over the adventurers. The only thing that can make me go for the adventurers instead of the veterans is if I really need the reward from the adventures. For example, if the adventures offers a monster and I need new monsters in the early game, then I play and go for the adventures. Otherwise, these guys yield better rewards. That's why I need to play or pick these guys over the adventures in the long run to beat the champion packs at the end of the dungeon. And after that we have the Alchemist. Alchemists, this choice is good to even out your resources. For example, if you have a lot of blood, you have killed the heroes visiting your dungeon and you only got the blood resource, then you can transfer it into tiers. I usually visit the Alchemist maybe once or twice during the 2-year run. So it's a good way to get the other resource, but if I do not need the tiers, then I never visit the Alchemist. Then we have the black market. It's also it got a lot of ifs. If you have a lot of monsters that you do not use, then the black market is a great way to make money. But if you're short on monsters, then I would never visit the black market. So it's a lot of ifs. If I have that, then visit the black market. We got the business trip. Of 3 randomly selected active monsters, 1 can be selected to accompany the sales department. Each monster will be accompanied by a time. They will be gone for a reward, like gold or motivation blood or an artifact. I love this one in the early game. I usually go for the artifacts. I'm trying to get the bag of gold early on to make more money by killing heroes. So this one is a top choice. Always go for the business trip. It's an easy way to make money, and you can choose which monster that will be sent away. So you can send a random monster that you're not using. Just remember, they have to be in the active monster field. Then we have this collectors. It's 200 gold for 25 blood or some damage to your dungeon master, and it's only 140 if you play at the hardest difficulty with less gold gain, but still worth. It's easy gold. You almost have the blood available, almost always have the blood available, so you do not need to use your master's life. That's why I pick the collectors, and I put the collectors up high. It's an easy way to get gold. Then we have the training course. I put it in C tier. It's a good way to get training. you can force the course to pick the monster, kind of the monster you want to get picked, because it will randomly select between the active monsters, and you can choose if the monster will be sent away or not. But it's attached to a big penalty, and that's the monster will be gone for a couple of weeks, and it will be unavailable for use in your defense. That's why I rate it so low, but it's 2 levels, and you pay only for 1 level. I placed the Doctor in D tier. I almost never use it, even at hardest difficulty. So with the current balancing between monsters, heroes, and stuff like that, I do not think this is a good choice to go for. It's once in a couple of runs I use this one to regain 20% of the Dungeon Master's health, or even 10%. It will heal 10% of our Dungeon Master's health. It's when something has gone really bad, then it's an option, not before. I place the Engineer in the B tier. I can place every choice that's similar. So I placed training room, engineer, and trainer, training room, and engineer. I always train and upgrade my monsters over traps, and monsters traps over the dungeon master, because you can get a lot of rewards to upgrade your dungeon master from these guys, from the raid groups, along with gold. So I usually go for dungeon master upgrades with these guys when I have enough units and enough traps, artifacts, and stuff like that. So I get the training for our dungeon master anyway. Traps, I almost always go for 2 traps to upgrade to level 4. And so you have to visit the trainer more often than these 2 rooms. That's why I put it in A, B, and C tier. Then we have the random event. I also place it in A tier. I like the random event. It got a big upside. You can get some penalties, such as motivation loss or food poisoning, where monsters get unavailable for a time, but almost more often you will get big rewards, like there are 2 big ones for gold, for example. So I like it. I place it. I use it a lot. The merchant. I'm not a fan of the merchant. You can get units early on, but I think it's better to go for monsters in these raid groups as a reward, or get monsters through a business trip or plunder. You can get monsters from plunder and business trips and rewards from these guys, and even from the secret event or random event. But you almost always get gold as well as monsters if you choose these options instead of going and spending gold in the merchant. So that's why I rarely use it. I go for the rewards instead. Then we have the seminar and the sanctuary, and I place them both in the B tier. And the sanctuary will give the raiding heroes penalties, and the seminar will get us buffs, bonuses for our monsters in the dungeon. It's useful sometimes. I usually take these bonuses or penalties, when I have enough resources to spend on other stuff than getting money to train my troops. So it's an if you have the resources. I place the siege in A tier. It's an easy way to get money, and you get the choice which traps you send away. You can make a lot of gold if you know that you have a good balanced monster groups. So you rent out your traps to other dungeons for a fee, and they are not available, they are unavailable for a couple of weeks, and you will get a lot of gold if you have upgraded your traps. So it's a good thing, and you can choose which traps you send away. The Therapist, I put it in B tier. I like it. It's a free motivation point, and motivation is one of the best resources you can have in the game. But compared to getting gold is number one. Compared to getting gold from these choices, the Therapist offers a free motivation point, and it's up there. I would say a good B tier or low A tier. So it can bounce between. And one picture that I do not have, it's the promotion upgrade for the Enchantress. You get an upgrade for the second spell room. Always take that one. For the Slaveholder, you get an upgrade for your monster that you've chosen between the first and second year. Always take that one. And the same with the mechanic, upgrade the trap room. It can make a big difference between the heroes just plowing through your dungeon, or getting the extra damage or motivation damage done to the heroes visiting your dungeon. Always take that one. That's also up in the S tier. So thank you for watching this tier list of the agenda choices that you're going to make in Legend of Keepers. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more of the tutorials I'm making for Legend of Keepers. And also please look at one of my playthroughs. It's educational, and you can get a feel for a game. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.